everyone, it's Maria. Thank you for joining me today. As you can see, I'm back now from my Italy trip and it was a wonderful trip. But I hope you guys saw some of the videos that I posted. I have more videos from Herculaneum and Pompeii, but I decided not to post them because my channel is all about crafting and decorating, so I'm not going to post them anymore. But if you want to see some photos, please follow me on Instagram, and my Instagram account is rprmlr77, so the link is also on my channel. But anyway, today's video is all about scrapbooking 101. We have new members on our Facebook group called Crafters with Artitude, and this Facebook group is hosted by Betty Aldridge, who is Scrap Passion 01, and I will put a link on Betty's channel and the Facebook group so that if you're interested to connect with other crafters and join our Facebook group, then please send Betty a request, and I'm sure she will, welcome you with open heart because she's just wonderful. Anyway, today's video, as I said, is Scrapbooking 101, and this is meant for the new members of our Crafters with Artitude. They just started to scrapbook and started paper crafting and things like that, so they wanted to know more about the basic of scrapbooking. So this video is basically for them, but if you're interested to watch this as well, please feel free to continue. If not, if you're already a seasoned scrapbooker, then please feel free to exit this video. So for all of you newbies out there, the first thing that you need to do is find a quality scrapbook. Quality meaning the scrapbook should be acid-free or lignin or linen-free, however you pronounce it, lignin or linen-free. You will find a label on your scrapbook. This is an example of a scrapbook, and I got this from Creative Memories. And the Creative Memories online store already closed, so you can't unfortunately order this anymore, but they did prepare quality scrapbooks. But you can find most quality scrapbook, archival quality, acid-free, lignin-free from any scrapbook stores now. And it is important that if you're a newbie, since you will be spending a lot of time on your layouts and pages, and you will be putting nice photographs on your scrapbook, you really need to make sure that your scrapbook is acid-free. Lignin means acid, and when you first get paper, it has some acidic substance to it. Unless it's treated, then it can potentially destroy your photos, which is why you can even use your, if you don't know about this thing like I did before, I just had a notebook and I put all the photos there when I was still in high school, and most of my photographs got discolored because the notebooks I use were not acid free, so it discolored my photos. And I spent so much time when I was still in high school collecting those memories and memorabilia and things like that, and then only to find years later that it got destroyed. So that's my first advice. And then of course your photographs, your memorabilias. I collected stickers and things like that from my travel. So we'll get into that at first, but then the first supply is of course a scrapbook. So I'm going to put this down now so I could show you. So once you have your scrapbook, you need some basic supplies, which means you will need some acid-free glue, and these are my two favorites, and they're acid-free and safe for your photographs. And I also have, you can get like a tape runner like this, and this is also acid-free. Archival quality cardstock and designer series paper as well, because of course when you mat your photographs and you write your journaling and things like that, then you need paper that are acid-free and cardstock. And then the basic supplies also is get some stickers and quotes and things like that from your local craft store. It's so nice to be able to just add those stickers and have some nice quotes on your scrapbook to add to your layout. And when I first started scrapbooking, these were the only 4 punches that I had. And these are just some basic shapes, and I got them from a local craft store back then, and that's why these punches meant so much to me because these were my very first ones. I didn't have anything back then. I just started to collect my stuff, and then, you know, on Christmas or birthdays, I asked people to give me gift certificates from craft stores so I can purchase more supplies. So you need your basic punches because it will add some, you know, cute stuff on your scrapbook. You also need some archival quality pen that's also acid free. Again, this is from Creative Memories because that's when I first started getting serious with my scrapbooking supplies, or my scrapbooking. Got all of my supplies from Creative Memories. So I got these basic pens, color pens, but now you can get a lot like gel pens and things like that that are acid free. But back then I didn't have those things, so get some colorful pens. Get some stickers. I recommend stickers, and these are also from Creative Memories. I'm just showing you an example. And get some alphabet stickers as well if you don't have a big shot, which back then when I just first started scrapbooking, I didn't have a big shot and I didn't have a lot of supplies, so all I had to do was like get stickers and rub-ons and things like that from a craft store and collected them over the years. Sticker will be good if you want to title your page and things like that, but I will show you some of the photos that I have on this scrapbook just so you guys can have an idea on how to lay out your projects, so your pages. And then it's also nice to be able to, this is one of my first one too. I didn't have a lot back then, so I got this stamp from a craft store, and I used this for some of my earlier scrapbooks that I told you about that got destroyed because I didn't pick the right scrapbook. Oh, and you need, you know, of course, your ruler. It's basically one of the first things that you need, and also a nice paper trimmer. Paper trimmer will make your life a lot easier because if you're cutting your you're cropping your photographs and you're matting your photographs and things like that, it will make your life a lot easier if you have a paper trimmer. And this one is of course from Stampin' Up, which I love. I think this is one of the best trimmers I've ever had, and you need some really good pair of scissors. The other thing that I would recommend is to get some paper shapers aside from your craft punches and things like that. But you can basically get die cuts from a craft store, but sometimes you just don't have time to go to a craft store, so it's best to either have some circle punches. Those will be your basic shapes for your photographs. Some circle punches like this. You can create a lot of sizes on this circle cutter, or you can also get, of course, if you have a big shot, then, you know, start accumulating your supply and get some framelits and things like that. But I would also recommend something like this. So this is what I took when I went to scrapbook seminars and things like that, when I get together with friends and we will crop. This is one of the cute little things that I got from Creative Memories, but you can find something like this also from Walmart and Target. This is called a guillotine, something like that. So this cuts your photographs and it just makes things easier if you go on crops. And of course, this one is so cute. That's why it's my favorite, because it has like a tray at the bottom where it collects all of your, you know, mess down there, but I'm not going to open that right now. So that's basically it. Once you have all your supplies, then get your photos together and, you know, start scrapbooking to get your supplies and organize your photos and ephemeras and stickers and things like that before you start your page layout, because it gets frustrating when you have everything and then you suddenly remember that you forgot something and then you have to search for it and things like that. So if you will scrapbook, the first thing that you need to do is to get all your supplies ready within your reach so that you don't get frustrated. Also, the very important part of scrapbooking is, and this is what my creative memory coach told me back then, that journal. Journaling is the most important part of scrapbooking because the story tells it all. And if you don't do this, your album is just basically a plain photo album. So take your time and be creative with your journaling. Give as much details as possible so that when you pass these, you know, scrapbooks, work of art, they're basically a work of art. when you pass them on to your children and grandchildren, they will understand the story behind the photographs. So I'm gonna open the pages now and show you some of the photos that I have here, and so that you guys will have some idea on journaling and some page layout. So I'm really sorry that I have to cover my husband, but this is our trip to Thailand, and this was in 1995. This was our very first trip without the kids, and well, without my son back then because my daughter wasn't born yet. But this is when we went to Thailand, and I did some journaling here, and as you can see, I was just starting back then. So, oh, I forgot to tell you, you should also create or get some, you know, decorative scissors so you can also kind of shape your photographs. But see, I didn't have a lot back then. This is when I just first started. This was my very first page, and I didn't have a lot. And back then, I didn't like any foam adhesive, so I didn't really put a lot on my pages. But this is basically what happened, and I told the story. I had some journaling there, and I told the story on where we went that day, places that we visited, and things like that. So I kind of kept it simple. So the next page, and see, this is what I tell you with creative memories. You can get these pages, and you can also get the plastic sheets, and they're all archival quality. And it's nice because, you know, I like being able to protect the sheets. So I'm just so bummed that they don't, you know, make scrapbooks anymore, because I really love creative memories. So this is another page that I'm gonna show you, and this is more in Thailand. We were in Bangkok then. I was really young there, and we were in this hotel at the Sheraton right by the river. So it was really nice. And then this is a photo, sorry for the reflection. This is a photo of all the temples, you know, some of the temples that we visited and things like that. As you can see, that butterfly is that. I mean, I didn't really know what to do back then, and I didn't have a lot of supplies, so this was really basic. And then 1998, we went to Nepal, and that was an amazing trip. And again, I did some journaling there, and I took photos of the places that we visited. And I was still learning here, but those are the basic layouts that I had back then, or that I knew what to do and things like that. So even the sticker there is from Creative Memories, I think. But Nepal was an amazing place to visit. So as you can tell, I mean, it didn't discolor my photograph. It's been, you know, years since I made this album, and they're still amazing because Creative Memories made some really good archival quality scrapbooks. And this is when we went to Pokhara, and that is also in Nepal, and we were up in the mountains and things like that. So I took photos of the mountains, and I did journaling here, and I explained the drive. And oh, I will also advise to get a travel journal, because if you don't scrapbook right away after your trip, then you will forget the places that you visited, and it's hard to remember. So I started having a travel journal now, so I can journal all about the places that we visited and things like that. So when I start my scrapbook and start journaling, then it will help you remember where you've been and things like that, to tell the story about, you know, the story behind the photographs. And then it's nice to collect some postcards as well. This is, you know, a postcard when we were in Kathmandu, and that's from Pokhara. And some of the postcards here, this is the Darbar Square, where we saw a cremation live, you know, things like that. That was really interesting. I also put that on my scrapbook, and I put my boarding pass there. So things like that, you know, collect your memorabilia and create some nice memories for your scrapbook. And this is our trip, first trip to the Maldives, and that was also in 1988. And of course, I have another postcard there, my husband and we were relaxing, and I didn't journal on this one, which bummed me out, because this was a very memorable trip, because I had pneumonia when we were here. So I was really sick in this chair, and I had pneumonia, and we had to cut our trip short because I couldn't breathe, and it was nice. It was a nice trip, but it was also bad because I had pneumonia. So I'm gonna show you another page which I already marked on this. And this is Sri Lanka. And we visited Sri Lanka in 2003, and this is the famous place Sigiriya. And as you can tell, that's the alphabet, you know, sticker. And I didn't really journal on this page because there's nothing really to explain about it. It's just a nice place to visit, so I didn't really journal. But this one is also in Sigiriya, and we had the elephant ride and things like that with my kids. So that was a nice hotel too. It's called Hotel Annapurna, and it was basically a hotel in the mountain. Really, it was a nice sort of eco-friendly hotel, and there were a lot of monkeys and elephants and things like that. So that was really nice. And then this was a sample of when we went to San Francisco, and that was in 2004, and my son and daughter and things like that. So I again have some journaling on this side, and it just really tells the story behind the photographs. I'm so sorry about that. My husband just called. So anyway, I hope you guys found this video helpful and informative, and if you have any questions, please feel free to send me a private message or a comment down below, and I will definitely find some time to respond to your messages. And I hope you scrapbook, and please give me a link to your channel when you do, or even Pinterest or Instagram, and I will definitely follow you and support you as well. So before you go, let me just show you this card that I created today. It's really funny. I got some boo-boo there, but whatever. But I used my blend abilities and I colored these two ladies, and they turned out really cute. And this is such a cute card that reminded me of me and my girlfriend. So every time we laugh, we joke about peeing and things like that. But this is such a cute card, and simple but cute and really funny, and I will be sending it to her sometime tomorrow. So anyway, thank you again for joining me, and I'll talk to you soon. I will be announcing my giveaway in the next few days, so please stay tuned. Bye for now.